In 1968, a scientist created what looked like heaven for mice. It had 4 males and 4 females, and they had unlimited food and water. And a few years later, every single mouse was dead. Not killed by infection, not starvation, not poison. They simply stopped being a society. This experiment was called Universe 25. And honestly, it became one of the most disturbing warnings ever discovered about civilization itself. The scientist behind it was John Calhoun. For years, he had been obsessed with one question: what happens when life becomes too easy? So he built a perfect world. Warm temperature, soft nests, food dispensers that never emptied, water bottles that never dried, a tiny paradise sealed inside a laboratory. At first, everything worked beautifully. They reproduced. The population doubled again and again and again. The colony looked successful. But then something strange started happening. The young males had nowhere left to go, no territory to claim, no role to earn, no struggle that made them necessary. So they drifted through the center of the enclosure, doing nothing. They ate, they slept, they stared into space. If another mouse attacked them, they didn't even fight back anymore. They just absorbed the damage and walked away. But another group became the complete opposite. Hyper-aggressive, restless, chaotic. They invaded nests, attacked randomly, ignored every normal social behavior the colony once followed, and slowly, the females started retreating too. Some climbed into isolated corners and stopped interacting with everyone, stopped reproducing, stopped participating in the colony entirely. Then came the darkest part. The mothers began abandoning their own babies. Some forgot where they left them. Some stopped recognizing them. And in the worst sections of the enclosure, mothers began eating their own offspring. By now, the colony was physically alive, but psychologically collapsing. And then Calhoun noticed a final generation of mice unlike anything he had ever seen before. He called them the beautiful ones. These mice never fought, never mated, never competed for territory. They spent all day grooming themselves, keeping their fur perfectly clean, perfectly polished. They looked healthy on the outside, but inside they had completely withdrawn from life. No ambition, no purpose, just comfort. And eventually, reproduction stopped completely. The colony kept aging, no new mice replaced the old ones. One by one, they disappeared. The last mouse died in 1973. And here's the terrifying part. Most people think the lesson of Universe 25 was too much comfort destroys society, but Calhoun himself said that wasn't the real problem. The real collapse began when the mice lost meaningful roles, when there was nothing left to build, nothing left to protect, nothing left to become. The colony started dying long before the bodies did. The food never ran out, the water never ran out, and maybe that's why this experiment still unsettles people today, because deep down, it doesn't feel like a story about mice anymore. It feels like a human mirror. The mice never got a second chance. We still have one. What comes next is up to us.